We're back live, and today we've got to repair the XTR XRT. XTR XRT, whatever you want to call it. We took it out for its first session, and we broke it. Well, that's a raw we, because it was Callum that broke it, not me. So we've got some repairs to do, and obviously I'm working on that video, so keep an eye out for that video because it will be out soon. And I need to go and get my iPad because I forgot my iPad to see who's commenting. It's a bit stupid of me, wasn't it? And today I'm also going to remember the charge lead so we don't have the low battery. We've got people coming in already. Evening, everybody. How is everybody? So you've got to try and guess what we broke on the XRT, not the XTR, the XRT. So can you guess what we broke? In case any of you haven't seen it, I have posted a short up already. I don't do a lot of shorts, but I thought I'd post this little short up. Vinny caught the footage for us, sent me the video, so I've stuck that up in the shorts just to give you an idea of what we did with it. What we did now, it was still driving, so we could still drive it. And actually, when we did that short video jump, it was already broken at that stage. That jump didn't break it. So I don't want to try premium. And we do want to get live though. Yes. Oh, here we go. Right. Move this out of the way. Get ourselves a little drink because I'm thirsty. Just finished my din-dins. Cheers, guys. Yeah, I've called it the right XRT. That's right. That's right. Right. Scott, evening. Stefan, CSL, old school, addicted, Joe, Greg, Alfie, excuse me, Vito. Oh no, how can you forget the thumbs up tab? Oh, the tumble tab. Turner, Kevin Porter, Scott, Thompson. Broke the wing mount. Yeah, we did break the wing mount, and it was an upgraded wing mount as well. It was a 3D printed one. And that didn't last, unfortunately. So might be back to the drawing board on that one. Many things broke. No, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I mean, we did abuse it a little bit. Front and rear upper bulkheads and the wing mount over one oval piece. No, we didn't break the bulkheads. Lower arms, no. Jeremy, hi. Thompson RC / Raptor. Don't forget to smack the like button. Indeed, I'm going to like myself. Now he has a tumble tap to see comments. A tumble tap? What's a tumble tap? An iPad? I don't know. Charlie Claridge, evening. Evening, Gary. And I know this is the first live of 2023. I didn't go live over Christmas at all, did I? So happy Christmas to everybody. A belated happy Christmas and a very happy new year to you all. Hope you all had a good festive period and a good new year. So what did we break? Now, obviously you'll see this in the video that's going to be coming up. I just haven't got around to editing it because we're really busy work-wise and everything. But what did we break? So we did break the wing mount. So the 3D printed wing mount, yeah, that came apart, split, by. Drive shafts are bent. And what else did we break? Oh, shock. One of these shocks has lost all the damping. We've got to fix that tonight. And it's heavy. 1 second. Hello. I think there's something going on with Traxxas plastics at the moment because, yeah, we did that. And we keep doing that. We did that to the x-maxx, and somebody else has done it to their x-maxx. So the plastics just seem to be... Now, it was cold, but it wasn't that cold to punch a hole straight through like that. It's a little bit annoying, that one. So I've got to change the centre chassis, which is what we're obviously doing tonight. 6600, so fairly light battery. I've done my mod to give it the space as well. So, yeah, it is what it is. Running costs per minute are quite high at the moment then. Yeah, but we were bashing it like we bash an x-maxx, and it's not as durable. You know, it's never going to be as durable as an x-maxx. It's got shorter shocks, lower centre of gravity, wider arms, etc. Is it fun to drive? Oh yes. Does it handle well? Oh yes. Oh my god, it handles so well. But it's just not as durable as an x-maxx. Just, it's not. So I guess they're trying to save on reinforcing the plastics. Yeah, a friend of mine in one of my groups printed that. I've got another one coming. He's printed a more. He's put a lot more. He's printed one with a lot more fillet or whatever it is around here now. Beefed that up as well. But I've got another one coming in. First of all, we unscrewed. We lost both the screws out of it, and then put the screws in. Put some blue tack on the ends to stop the screws backing out, and then the screws are still there, and it just ripped out. So yeah, that didn't work very well. The good news is we could get the parts, so we've got the centre chassis to put in. Yay. And we've got I'm pretty sure it's that bit there that's broken on the shock. So got that to do as well. Oh well, that's not too heavy at all. My last one broke the x-maxx chassis in the same way, but 9,000 pack. Yeah, we did it to the x-maxx. It might have been the 6600 or the 8,000 packs, hard cases that are in there. Yeah, it's flexible. It's printed with TPU. I don't know if you can see that. It's very flexible. Just yeah, it didn't last. It's not 7075 T6. Very true, Gary. Hi, David. How are you? The rear wing man is designed like the Armour SE, but with bumper support, twin circles, so much stronger. Yes, because there's nothing there to stop it at all. In fact, I mean, it wants to sit away. We've got to, you know, I've got to pull it in. I don't know whether something we've done here has damaged it even more down below, but it wants to sit away. So I don't know whether that's by design, and that's pulling it in. So just the sheer force of it wants to pull away anyway, unless that's just where it's bent a little bit down on that bottom thing, skip plate where it attaches to. But all the force is up here, very little support down there. Anyway, we digress. We need to, now do I take the wheels off as well to make life a little bit easier? It could be lighter, flipping it and turning it. I'm hoping it just comes apart like an x-maxx comes apart. That would be ideal. Cut the screws on. The front bell crank I think has held up though. Shell stayed on perfectly, Will. One single long bolt through the wing mount is the way to go. Don't bother with either side, it will always fall out. Yeah, that's We have been talking about that, a longer wing bolt all the way through, but again, it's got space to put more meat around the bones here to stop it splitting. I think they use less reinforced bones than RTR, but when you buy a replacement part, they seem to be fairly strong. I don't know, I just think at the moment, a few other people have said that they've never done a chassis in years and years and years, and then they eventually broke their centre chassis, put a new one in, and the new ones are breaking very quickly. So whether there's an issue with them at the moment with the plastic quality, like there was on the shock caps for a while, you know, all the new x-maxxes for a while were breaking shock caps like that. And we've never broken a shock cap, but I know loads of people about 2 years ago when they were buying them, they were just rolling over and the shock caps were snapping. So I bet they did not printed that upright, just laid flat, I don't know. Let's have a closer look at the TPU wing mount. Here we go, so it is very squidgy. It's not gone here. Where it's gone is obviously it's just pulled through. It's all split there. So it's got the space because there's nothing there, so you could technically make it 10 millimeters thick if you needed to. Did you put on the speed gears? Running 2250 GDS gears. So I wouldn't use the Traxxas gears because we'd have been in a pit stop straight away with them split out. But I want to get GDS 46 tooth spur. Hello, this is Jared Wallace. I'm going to need you to fix my Rolaro for me. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, Jared. To be quite honest with you, mate. Welcome to the stream, though. It doesn't need fixing, does it? What parts have we upgraded on the XTR? So we've put a Max 6 in there. We did put the Max 6 in. I've put the GDS gears in. 2250. Obviously, I did do that. That didn't work. And put on the outdrive sleeves, which work perfectly. These things are great. Love these things. What else do we do to it? Can't think what else. I've got the video coming out soon. I just haven't had a chance to fully edit it yet. So 2022 New Year's resolution, not break any cars. But that didn't start very well. What about you? You wouldn't print it upright. It should be printed flat. If you print upright, it will pull apart as soon as you hit something with it. It was printed flat. Well, if that's what you mean. It looks like the layers go across this way, but I'm thinking maybe if the layers went that way, it wouldn't have split, because obviously it's just torn through one of the layers here, hasn't it? Oh, I don't know. Who knows? I'm not a 3D printer, so I've got a 3D printer, I've just not even unboxed it and tried to use it. What's best for the money? The x-maxx, depends what you want to do, big bad boys. Being brutally honest with you. It really depends on what you want to do with the car. If you want a skate park, wooded area, tree basher, just to beat the absolute snot out of it and it take most of it and cheap to repair, etc., than the x-maxx. But the x-maxx doesn't handle, it handles, but it doesn't handle that well. Whereas if you want a fairly good, durable, good handling fifth scale car, electric, etc., then this, personally, I don't have a Kraton 8S, so I can't compare it to a Kraton 8S. I know this is cheaper to fix than a Kraton 8S. Is it more durable than a Kraton 8S? I don't know. I would hazard a guess, yes, in stock form. Maybe not once you've beefed up a Kraton 8S with M2C or Vitavon or something like that. But in stock form, I would say this is way more durable than a Kraton 8S, and probably it might even handle better than a Kraton 8S. I hate to say it, but I think it probably will. Ooh, this is going to be fun. I'm trying to remember where these all screws go. That one goes there, that one goes there, that one goes there. Oh, we have. Oh no, it might be the front bulkhead might have gone actually. Might have a little crack in it. But it didn't have a new one, so I won't be putting that in today. What else? Possibly that. Top W, yeah, flat. It was the best way to print it. If it layers up, there'll be opposite weight. It will rip elsewhere. It will reply to. Oh, okay. Haven't missed much, Jabby, at all. Where do I get what? These outdrive sleeves. I did put a community post up where you can get those from. A couple of weeks ago. Off of eBay in the UK. Probably ships outside the UK as well. Hi, Shama, how are you? Anything on the bench after the XRT? Well, I might have to get the Lulalo out to put a new diff in it. See if that fits. Hi, Rogue Factor RC, how are you? Hate to say it, but you may be right. As a stock K8 has such poor weight distribution. Yeah, I mean, this thing is fairly light as well. One. Just got to work out how to take it. It's slightly different to an x-maxx. It's a little bit annoying. In you go. Oh, come on. You come off, because I've had you off already. Come on. we go. Oh, in there, broke that bit there as well. Might super glue that bit in. Right, what else do we need to unscrew? Is there anything underneath? It's not quite ready to. So that is different, because I'm sure there's some screws underneath which support it on the x-maxx, rather than just that centre brace holding it in here and here. I'm pretty sure, so that may be why it's flexing a lot more. We have broken the upper bulkhead as well on the side here, but nothing too serious. It's only superficial really. I won't be changing that. I'll get a new bit in for when we do need to change it, but bum, 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 bum. Probably take the steering servo out, might be easier. Take that out now. Excuse me for coughing so much at the moment, guys. I don't know why. No, we've broken that as well. See, there is definitely something wrong with the Traxxas plastics at the moment. Hoping that's not too much of an issue, those bits being broken. Didn't seem to stop it driving around when we were playing with it. 3mm, where's my 2mm one? 2mm. Not going there. Where's my other glasses? Oh, not there, is it? Must be there then. It's there. Right, see if we can pop it now. It pops. So, just full disclosure, you can see or not, I don't know. Slight breakage here as well on the side. It's mainly superficial though. Maybe not. Is that broken? Yeah, it's gone there. It's mainly superficial, nothing much to worry about. It's not going to stop it driving. Let's catch up on some comments. We had any new people pop in. Evening, Kevin. How are you? Anyway, if I only had the money for one of each, what would you get out of the Ooh, see, I'd probably get the x-maxx, if I'm honest. If I'm brutally honest, I'd probably get the x-maxx, because I think I'd use the x-maxx more than this. If that makes sense. Probably just well done this, because I did give it a clean with some water, and it's obviously still a bit wet. Even though I did dry it. Happy New Year, Rogue Factor. MTC are making the outdrive sleeves now. Yeah, they're the same as the x-maxx ones, exactly the same. So, I mean, obviously I like to support local companies. This guy's in the UK. So, evening, Alex, how are you? I'm in the middle of descending my bell crank on the XRT as we chat. So you've broken yours, have you? I'm pretty sure ours is okay. I know other people that have broken theirs. Why does it break? Because it's a slightly different design than the x-maxx one. So it's not the same design. I don't know where it breaks, to be brutally honest with you. Normally on an x-maxx one, under here, where that goes through, you'd also have a longer hole going through there. And you'd put an M4 bolt in there with hot glue to give it the support, but it's not got it on this because everything's lowered and shortened to give it that lower centre of gravity. That is slightly different as well. That bearing sitting in there, you don't get that, I don't think. Maybe you do. Can't remember. Custom RC upgrades do sell them as well, yes. There's a few places that do them. These ones are from, here we go, Waterside Bashers, and I've also got something else to check out for them. They do have a Facebook page, but as I said, I haven't got the link here, but I did put it on the community post a couple of weeks ago when the bits came through. The light kit will be pretty cool as well. Some x-maxx with a light kit on it. Yeah, I was impressed actually. It's just so bloody expensive. Great next to the same size lighter. My next time out with the 4S big boy. What do you think? I mean, you've got both addicted. Which one do you think handles better? The Creighton 8S and this one. Hi Aidan, how are you? The graphics stars on the XRT are identical to the Vortex debut guitars. It's too hilarious. Are they? Everyone's knocking everybody else off, aren't they? Evening, Harko. Waterside Bashers. I don't know whether I can... No, because I'm not on my account. But Waterside Bashers is the guy that made these outdrive sleeves. Chris on there. Have you seen the new Traxxas pen and brush 7th scale? Ha ha ha, Alistair. Now, if only ARC would let us race these 5th scales around the main track. Ian, how are you? Black screen? Oh, you have to refresh. No, so it does that to me sometimes, Ian. Just click refresh. Yeah, it does that to me sometimes on the PC. I don't know why. On the XRT, are the rear shocks and the front shocks the same length? I believe they are. Don't quote me on that. What are you turned on when I turned you off? Can't quite get in there, but it's full length. Yeah, they look about the same. Check the website, check any model shop website and see if they sell in different sizes. I don't think they do. And I know the rebuild kit is, although that doesn't have the shafts. Any idea about tank motors? Don't have a clue about tank motors, sorry. X-maxx and XRT bear crank the same part numbers. Wide max kit probably don't help. I don't think it is though. Because Vitavon bell crank is different to the... And I've looked at it and they look different, Alistair. Maybe it's just me, my bad eyes not looking properly, but I'm pretty sure they were different, the bell cranks. Hi Mike Bird, how are you? And there's the front and rear shocks the same length. I've answered that. Right. What do we do next? The annoying is I just put all this in here. I hate it when it's the chassis, the centre chassis goes, because everything mounts to it. Really, really annoying. Right, we get the servo bit out and then we can put that front on the old car. No, if we get the servo out, then we can put the front on the new chassis. New subscriber, hi Johnny Davis, how are you? Thank you and welcome to the channel. Thank you for the subscribe. Hope you like it here. Everyone say hello to Johnny Davis. Right, we've got that out, so we can take that off of the bench or the kitchen work surface. You can put that there like that. And we can slot that through and then find out if those broken off tabs are going to be an issue or not. I'm hoping, maybe we can't quite take it out yet, we're missing a bit, that bit there. Can you see all this? You can, good. Now that is definitely different on the x-maxx. I'm pretty sure that I don't remember ever taking a bit like that off the x-maxx. Hi everybody that said hello. Hi Ian, is it all working now? Got rid of the black screen. Is this going to make a difference or not? I don't know. So it's not going to hold it in place. I'm guessing the chassis must hold that in place because it didn't go anywhere. I'll put these screws in there. I'm guessing when the whole thing comes together, when this goes on there as well, he's going to move around still. Right, well, we'll just put some high density foam under there, I think. Stop that moving around there. Hold it in place because it just needs to not fall down. So, what foam do we have that can do it? I might go and search for that. Evening, Revo, how are you? Pieces look different too. How are you? Evening, Nick. Missed you coming in. Your DBXL, yeah, I didn't get to talk to you about it, and your DBXL seemed to be running really well. It'll be running really well. Right, I want to get some foam on that. The question is, about 2 mils worth. You can sit it on there or on there. Have we got any sitting around anywhere? That's the question. I had some sheets of the stuff somewhere. What did I do with it all? You know when you try and keep stuff like foam, etc., and then you don't keep it? It's some bubble wrap. I mean, that would technically do it as well. I had some thicker, thin, high density stuff. I know there's something here, so I can slice a bit off. Oh, look. Might be able to make use of that bit there. Yeah, killed the chassis. Well, I didn't. Callum killed it. Punched a hole through it. That'll do. Perfecto. Get some of this on it. Yeah, I didn't do it, Callum did it. What's this? Alex has got a drift car. What have I missed something? Well, I'm trying to catch it. Where is it? I lasted to January the 6th before I bought a new car. Oh. MST RMX 2.5 drift car. Very nice, Alex. Which one did you get? The kit or did you get the RTR? Yeah, those Kyoshes they're not cheap, are they, Nick? But if you're going to be racing, then you can't really beat them, can you? If you're going to be racing. Typical, this stuff don't stick to this, does it? No, of course it don't. Okay, so it ain't going to stick to that, so we just have to remember we've got that to put in. Maybe it will, maybe it's just not a sticky bit there. We'll give it one more go with a fresh bit. I nearly bought a Yokomo a few times over the past couple of weeks as I fancy a bit of drifting, but keep talking. I wouldn't get a Yokomo, to be honest with you. I mean, they're good cars, Nick. Probably, you know, they are going to be better, but there's so many different versions. And then the parts don't fit on the different versions. If you're going to get, my honest opinion, if you're going to get a drift car, just get the RMX because there's so many upgrades for it, etc. Go to your local thrift craft store and dense foam mats. They have them in thicknesses from... Yeah, I could have actually done it I could have cut a bit off my yoga mat, thinking about it. I've got it in the garage. I've got spare yoga mats that are 3mm thick. That would have done it. Didn't think about it. I was just thinking about something now. And the yoga mat probably, this sticky stuff would stick to it as well. I mean, this will do the job anyway. It's only to hold it in place until I decide to get a new bit. And I might do that then straight away to give it the support to stop these bits snapping off. I mean, it's no surprise these bits snapped off. They snapped off on Callum's one and the Max as well. But, you know, once that servo goes anyway, I'll be putting a different servo in. Toyota, red Toyota. Oh, I like that one, Alex. Do like that one. Hi, Henry. How are you? Well, you're going out with RC next Tuesday, are you? Very nice. What are you going to take? I knew you would break it, but you did look like you was having fun on Sunday with it. Yes. Yeah, we almost lost it as well. Although, have you seen? You missed the DR8 do the jump. Evo. Did you see it on Vinny's Street? On Vinny put a whatchamacallit up for it. Actually, see if it's come through on here. Because the DRA, it just gone. It is gone. Library. No, not on here. Yeah, as Ian said, Chris, if you've just purchased an x-maxx, get GDS gears or don't use stock gears because you're just going to break them. They will just break because they are trash. Utter trash. First thing I do is change the gears. Oh, I've got to do that now, haven't I? I've got to put that in. Am I doing it right? How's that going to go through there then? Not like that there. Being an idiot. Yeah, get the body magnets. Alex, does it not come? Does that one not come with body magnets already on it? Have you got it? Has it turned up, Alex, or are you just waiting for it? I found out where the RC goes when they are gone the other day. It adds a new perspective to it all. They're just gone. They're just gone. It's gone. There's a number of places it can go. They can go. I go over there. Oh, come on, don't be a pain. Thank you. Right. I suppose that will hold it in place as well, doesn't it? That bearing is going to keep it in place to a certain degree as well to support it. That's probably why it didn't go anywhere. So there's no screws under here, which surprised me because I would have thought there'd have been something under here to support it. I'm pretty sure there's screws underneath. It may be up here where it slots in on the x-maxx, comes through here and slots in here. But I'm pretty sure there's screws underneath on an x-maxx which helps to hold it in place. So the M2C chassis brace may be a good purchase on this, because it will tie the two together. Haven't got it yet, as it's still on back order. I want to get the new one, the MMX 2.5, whatever it is, the mid-motor one. Haven't left any behind. No, got closer. We almost lost the DR8. Captain Kudavasi, how are you? / Raptor 93. Alex was a legend losing Harley. Did you? I can't remember if you had to go on my one. No, you didn't, because you hadn't paid, did you? Hi, Vince. How are you? A couple of things on the other side of that fence, Len. There's 3 things. In fact, depends on, because it's like a quarter. So the skate park's here, and depends if you go here, here, or here, as to what you're going to land in. So the DR8 was almost gone, because that's a school where it landed, with a 10-foot high fence all the way around it. Good evening, just wrenching on my Outcast 84S V2. Very nice. How are you finding that? Which colour did you get? Because we still can't get certain colours in the UK, believe it or not. Right, so that's that done, that's that done. So now we've got to take the rear off. I think we'll take the rear off of that, and then we can slot the rear into this. Before we then put all the gubbins and the motor and as what else in, because the motor stays. I must remember the motor doesn't need to come out because it just slots in. So it's just a case of undoing everything, ESC, then getting ESC on there as well. So we're just turn it around so you can actually see a bit more rather than not seeing. So what we do is we unplug the motor. There. Now we've probably got to do that screw, that screw, that screw, that screw. And don't know what other screws. Possibly 2, 3, 4, which could be fun getting to those without taking the motor out. One, 2. No, different sizes. One. 2. 1. 2. Slide that forward and hopefully we can get in there. Oh, we can get in there, yes! Is that enough to... Is it enough? Yes, yes. So if we've got to do that silly thing, where's that go? That goes in there for the heat sensor. Why it needs a heat sensor, I never know, but they put one in, so. Or is it the fan? It might be to the fans actually rather than the heat sensor. It's to the fans. I'm going to get a phone, take a picture of this. Otherwise I never remember how it goes. Camera. Can't see myself. Photo. 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 Right. Little tip for you. Take a photo of things if you're not sure how they're going to go. Mr. Press RC, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy New Year to you, not happy birthday. See you later, Arctic. Take care, buddy. Alden, how are you, buddy? Happy New Year. Barely time to sleep. Oh, Ian's going as well. Ian's going to bed. 9 o'clock. That ding dong. That 9 o'clock bell's calling. Mets RC, hi. How are you? I'm guessing that went in there. Can't remember. Oh, it's so fiddly. Come on. Up you come. Up you come too. I'm glad I took a photo of that. Now just dust that screw and that screw. Right, so now we can remove that. Everything's okay here. Yeah, can't see anything's broken there. Now slot that. Oh, dearie me. This is my favourite part. Getting it all to line up. And get the dry shaft in. I love this bit. Not. Slot that in first. Yeah. Let's slot the dry shaft all the way in first. Oh, come on. That's got to go on the top, isn't it? Yes. There we go. Stopping it going. Oh, that bit there. And come on. Come on. It's a bit of pain your whole life. Engage. Be a pain your whole life then. I don't want to have to open all that up. Not engaging there for some reason. A bit to pop off, it does. Because the stupid bit's fallen out. That'd be why. The little stubbing fell out. That bit there. Right. Let's try again. Yay! Success! Thank goodness that little bit came off there. Again, there's no screws underneath, so that overflexing going that way is cause for concern, because the only thing to stop it doing it is that centre chassis part. There's certainly not as many screws holding all of this together as in a full-blown x-maxx. Come on. Okay, we'll put those 4 screws in then. I'll do those 4 screws. None of it wants to go together. Got that one in. Yes, yes, yes. I think that top brace on the x-maxx really adds a lot of strength. You know, the one that sits across the top here. Hopefully these will go in now. Yep. Yeah, there's just not as many screws holding this whole thing together. Because that's done. Well, it's not done. I would test it without the servo saver and go from there. Oldham, okay, buddy, take care, buddy. Mets, evening, how are you? Should I get a Typhon 6S or an infraction? Again, Vince, really depends what you want to do with the car. You know, infraction, you're only going to be beating it around a car park, whereas a Typhon, you can race it, you can bash it, and then you can speed run it as well. So, you know, you put some street tyres on it, it becomes a good little speed runner. So, I'd probably say, unless you just want to do car park bashing, I'd get the Typhon. If you have a lot of bashers, as you say there, then get the infraction. Johnny, it's not a new Typhon TLR. It's the same as the old one, same as this one here. Been out over a year, this has, Typhon TLR. But this is the roller, so you put your own electrics in it, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a far better deal than buying the RTR with the spec. I won't swear, but the Spectrum stuff in it, which is just junk, really. So, you know, it's been branded as a new car, but it's not. It's just a different colour body. It's the same as that car, but with their Spectrum stuff in it. So I'd avoid it and get the old one and put your own electrics in it. Yeah, Lynn, always have a problem with my shaft. Eclectic Electric, long time no see. I heard you jumped in. Whose stream did you jump in the other day? Was it Claire's? How are you? Any place for reinforcement? Don't know. I mean, maybe the N2C chassis brace, when they bring out that under the bottom to tie the front to the back a bit more. It's just, to me, the only support it's got underneath is this bit here. So if you do a landing which is going to flex it this way, there's nothing to stop it coming in up here, like you have on an x-maxx with the centre bits here. And you've only got, and like I said, we have snapped that bit off already. So I've now only got three holes supporting that inner movement. So, but then again, it's not designed to be as durable and as bashable as an x-maxx. It's based on an x-maxx. So as we break, you know, working on the car as I have, you find some areas where you can understand why it's not going to be as durable as an x-maxx. And therefore, should you adjust the way, I mean, we just took it out and had fun with it, to be brutally honest with you. Will I mash it like that again? Probably not. This is more for racing, although we've got nowhere to race it yet, but this is more for a 1/5 scale, fast track racing, having fun, etc., rather than sending it off a skateboard ramp, skate park ramps, etc. Is it worth the money? I would say yes, it is worth the money. It's a different animal to an x-maxx. But I'd definitely say it's worth the money when you're comparing it to something like a Kraton 8S. I think it will, if you put this up against the Kraton 8S, this will beat Kraton 8S hands down. Every single time around the track. I just think it handles better, it's more durable, it will be more durable than a Kraton 8S in stock form. So, yeah, I think it's worth the money. Do I still take rate the Techno? 100% Gillian, yes. Definitely rate the Techno. That's a great car. If you're into good handling cars, you know, it's really race scale, race. It's a race buggy, truggy buggy. Yeah, they're both identical. It's just you're paying more to put the Spectrum electrics in it, whereas I think you're better off spending that money and putting your own better electrics in it rather than waiting for the Spectrum stuff to fail and then putting it in. My personal thought on it. I personally won't buy stuff unless I have to with Spectrum electrics in it, which is why we didn't get a Talion EXB or an Outcast EXB, because they came with the Spectrum electrics, and I won't do it. I won't spend my money on that. Call me silly, call me what you want, but I'd rather spend the money on something which I know is better than the Spectrum stuff. I've just got to take this ESC on, whether we can get it off without killing the 3M tape or not. Probably not. If not, I'll just put new 3M tape on it. It's just, I'm chomping through my 3M tape. I need to get some more soon. Or maybe, we might be all right actually. Maybe not. No. It's got to come off. Bing. Bong. Is RC Master in here tonight? I haven't seen him. Pong. Dio, how are you? Snap the axle on your W. Which axles did you snap? And were you beating the snot out of it? Is Spectrum that bad? In my opinion, yes. When you consider what you can get for the money. It goes in 3. You know, I mean, the Spectrum ESC is just a basic. It's not even a Max 8. People call it, say it's a Max 8. It's not a Max 8. It is the lowest quality. It's a rebranded quick run. Not an easy run, but a quick run. Hobby Ring ESC. It's a lower quality than a Max 8. So I think you're better off getting a Max 8 system or a Max 6 system and putting it in. The servos are junk. The radios, again, pretty much junk. You get it with an SLT3, I think. Because if you've got your own radio, just put your own receiver in it. Spectrum Electrics ain't great. I think the fail rate on the ESCs that I've seen personally, for people that I know that have bought new cars, and the percentage failed, and that's the ESCs going up in smoke, in flames, I would say is about 30%. I've seen so many of them go up in flames, personally, and from people I personally know that have bought them and had them go up in flames, and that's just running them normally. So yeah, my personal view is I wouldn't buy it unless I had to. I wouldn't buy it with a Spectrum system in it. So that's personal choice. If I could get it as a roller and put my own electrics in it, my own servos in it, then I'm much happier because I've got better quality stuff and the price is not that much different, to be brutally honest with you. You know, at one stage you could build a Creighton EXB with a Dumbo radio, the Basher servo that we use, a Max 6 1650 kV motor, and it came out 10 quid more than buying the RTR V5 Creighton. Oh, there you go, Greg. Don't get me started on Spectrum servos. They're just overpriced. Castle and Spectrum both get bad feedback. Well, Castle in fairness will get bad feedback because they don't really have any protection circuits in them, which is why the speedrunners like to use them, because they can pull more amps without shutting down. If you try to do a speedrun on a hobby wing system, you'll probably tend it will shut down to protect itself, whereas a Castle one won't do that. But a compound Max 8, do you mean a Max 5 or a Max 6? You don't need one for a Max 6, but I wouldn't put a Max 8 in this Vapor. I'm thinking you may mean the Max 5. Yeah, Thermal 150 ESC, it's garbage. I have the Thermal 160 with the one remote, it's good. Cooling wise, that's it. Yeah, this 160 amp one is probably a direct copy of this. But the 150 amp Spectrum one is garbage. Absolute garbage, because they fettle with it as well to put their smart stuff on it. And that's probably why that fails so regularly. It's just junk. I'd rather put a decent ESC in there, decent servo, decent radio. But I do like the blue body. But then again, I like the pink body on the TLR. Are you asking where this ESC came from, Noah? This ESC actually came out in the Mojave, and I've got another Max 6 put in the Mojave. I just didn't want to put it in this because it's got some caps that are a bit dodgy. So I thought I'd try it on the Mojave and see what happens. I just haven't. That'll probably be in next week's live stream when I do that. Depending if we get out and breaking, I think, come on. Sometimes I hate this stuff because it's so hard to get this lot. Here we go. This layer off. Oh. But yeah, you get me started on the Spectrum stuff. And it's the smart batteries as well, you know, it's just overpriced. It's half its problem. Almost stuck that down the wrong way around. That would have been fun. That's on there nicely. Get that in there. That in there. That in there. I've been having trouble with my x-maxx. It's only has full power brakes. I've reset everything and recalibrated a few times and it's still doing it. I reckon it's a dodgy... What ESC is it, Krell? There's a chart that shows which ESC is used at each 3S, 4S, 6S, 8S. You literally watched my phone fail within a week. Huh? You have my throttle brake survey, hasn't failed yet, beyond me. Yeah, I mean, they just buzz, they're just rubbish. And they're expensive as well. Spectrum have a problem with their LVC firmware settings. The Vortex ESC suffers terribly from too high an LVC. Well, there's that, but it's also down to the lipos as well. So they will set it to the highest setting, because if somebody's using low quality lipos, if somebody's using better quality lipos and they set it too low, then what that means is you'll run into below 3 volts. So all the hobby wing ones I have to set to high, which means they cut off a lot higher. Because if I set it to medium or low, all my batteries will be below 3 volts when they LVC. So Spectrum have to, the firmer stuff has to go to the worst case scenario. And therefore, if people are using lower quality battery or better quality batteries, it will look like it's LVCing too early. Or is it the other way around? Can't remember. Whichever way round it is, yeah, it will look like it's LVCing too early. Yeah, if they're using lower quality batteries and it's set high, it will LVC and look like it's LVCing too early because it's cutting out earlier. I think, whichever way, I don't know. Doing my head in trying to think about that. 1942. I may have many RCE cars to even use. Bought most based on hype and looks, to be honest, but to go away with my HPI Baja 5 just sounds and looks combined. Yeah, I mean, the Baja, we like the Baja. I've been out with it once so far. Just winter's here, so it's not the best weather for going out with the fish scales in the mud. But hope to get out with it again very, very soon. I'm hoping I can save the stickiness on this one. Is it going to come out with it? Come on. You can come with it. Come on. I know you want to. Yes, you do. I knew you wanted to. Yes, see? Well, 5th we want for this, don't we? Out you come. That way round, or that way round. Ew, I can't remember. That's why you take a photo of it, David. It was that way round. And about there. Now we'll get the spongy bit out, because yeah, they don't give you a new spongy bit with the chassis, even though this bit is stuck in and helps stop water getting in. They don't give you a new one, which is crazy. So you've got to try and get this one out without damaging it. When it's stuck in. one over. Oh, is that just that? Oh, Ian, come on. I think it's supposed to stop liquid getting in there if you don't seal up. Better. Right. Come right over there, that's it. Right over. Gotcha. Thank you. Right. Now, you go in there. You go in there. Now, we are going to need that. I need a drink though. Oh, good, Noah. How are you? Good to see you hardcore. I haven't been able to catch a live in a little while. I've been working so much. Love your channel. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for coming to the live. Yeah, we've been really busy as well. That's why I haven't put out many videos recently. The weather's been horrible. My health's not been 100%. The weather's been horrible. Been really, really busy with work. So just no time to edit at the moment. Do I think Traxxas will make an upgraded wing mount? No, I don't, Vito. I honestly don't. It's not the sort of thing Traxxas do. Hopefully the 3D printed ones will be tougher and work better. 12 inches of sun. Yeah, don't rub it in, Greg. Hi, Bob's RC. How are you? I think pretty expensive, given it's just a small PCB. Oh, yeah, transponders are well expensive for what they are. Homeboy RC, hi, how are you? X-maxx or mini-maxx? X-maxx, 100%. Mini-maxx is good, but if you can stretch to the x-maxx, then the x-maxx is better, in my opinion. Does anyone want to buy an XRT, by the way? I'm joking. I want to get it on. I want to get it around a track. I want to race it. It's a shame that you can't. I don't think you're allowed to race these around art because they're considered too big now, which is a real shame. I truly think they would whip round that arc track. Oh, that's better. Oh, I needed that. Hi Fred, how are you? I did 2 5600 in my 4S and my 10. I think each pack lasts about 30-40 minutes. You must have been driving like Miss Daisy then, Noah. Oh, good transponders are at least. It's ridiculous. You must be able to. Can you not make your own? RCs, are you sorry for coming back? Len, come on. Yeah, well, there's been pants here recently, so I've still been going out most Sunday, although there was one Sunday when literally no one went out. No one. Not in any of the groups I know, no one went out. Yeah, no longer around it. Although I did hear someone was running their x-maxx around it, but Tony said, "Oh, that's okay because I know him or something or other." Yeah, I've got no. I'm sitting there and the guy's going, "Oh, you can come back to work," and I'm going, "But for what? Unless I want to run a Creighton or a Techno or a TLR around the track, I'm not. You know." Maybe when the summer comes, we can do that for a bit and then go to the skate park or the field afterwards with the 5Gs or something like that. Maybe. But at the moment, I just... It's sad because I want to take this around the track. I think this would be great around the track. It's not going to damage the track. It's frustrating and annoying. But, he spent the money. Well, says he spent the money, but... I just don't think he's going to get that much traction. I don't think he's going to get many people turning up to run the cars he's thinking they're going to run. Because it's still not race worthy, that track. So, I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe if, people don't go, maybe he will open it up again to bigger, better, faster cars. Right, I'll do that. So, Channel 1. Can never remember what Channel 1 is. What's Channel 1? Channel 1's steering, isn't it? 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Is that right? I'm hoping that's right, anyway. Although the controller's out in the garage, probably not the best place to leave it. Come on. In you go. That one through. That one through. That one through. All right. I can work out how these 3 plugs go now. So, looks like we have the grey one. Up the end with the red wire over there. Interesting. Grey one there. A space. And then the red one. Space, red one, and the black one next to the red one with the space. I think that's right. I'm going to fire it up later. I was about to go, oh no, don't tell me I've got to unplug it all to get this on, but no I don't. That would have been swearage, that would have been. just the battery mounts. Hi Sheldon-ator, how are you? Right, yeah, David, need to save it. Yeah, I was flat out for the majority of the track. It was crazy. You remember when we first went back to Arc? Yep. Is that Ian on Mr. Clare's RC? It is Vita. How are you? Hi, dude. Hi, Sheldon-ator. How's the XRT trainer? It's good. Yeah, we've broken it, but then we did beat the snot out of it. You know, enjoying it. It handles really, really well. I have got to fix the drive shafts, the bent nose. I won't do those tonight because I need to hammer them straight. And I need to do that outside. So, do that tomorrow. One to turn, two to burn. Right, I got that right. That's good then. I'll just put 1650. My x-maxx thing is bonkers now. 60. How did you get the 62? Did you use a different mount, or have you? I just saw someone post up how to put a normal, how to put 1650 in with the normal mount. Yeah, drift video is doing well. It just seems, I don't want to tempt fate, but to touch wood, it just keeps getting views, that one. So I want to put a 1650 in our x-maxx, but yeah, no, he'd been running that motor on 8S for a long time and doing speed runs with it. At 1650 hobby wing motor will take 8S pretty much all the time. Yeah, he had it geared really high and he'd done a load of speed runs. It wasn't his first run. That motor was 4 or 5 years old, if you ask him. The DR8 6S, it'll be too much on 6S, but yeah, I mean, that car is crazy. If you go to Vinny's Instagram channel, you'll see the DR8 going off the ramp. It is gone. It's just gone. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not as tough as an x-maxx, and I can see why it's not as tough as an x-maxx. And the overall design and where it bolts together. But that's just due to it being lower centre of gravity, etc. So, you know, people are going to go, oh, it's not as durable, yada, yada, yada. Well, no, it's never going to be as durable as an x-maxx. Pure physics will tell you that anyway. Just for the sheer fact it's got longer arms, lower centre of gravity, shorter shocks, shorter shock towers, etc. So it's never going to be as durable as an x-maxx. Is it as much fun? Yeah, I think I'd say it would be. But it's more of a, I'd say it's more of a race truggy than a skate park basher. Or a race truggy, whatever you want to call it. Do the screws. There they are. that. Right, now the other thing I want to do is take the battery and the side skids off. Now I did mod these. Ever so slightly, just to get the batteries I wanted in there. And having said that, oh no, it's still there. We've lost that one now though. Wait. Oh, no, it's probably in here. No, it's in here. Me looking in the new one, and it's not going to be in the new one, is it? Right, goes in the bottom one here. Come on. Okay. Oh, the joys. The joys of doing this. I love doing this bit, not. I remember doing this before now and I didn't video it because I got too annoyed. So it's basically a little 3mm washer that I add longer screws, and I just pop it on the top of the screw just to raise that battery bracket up a bit so that you can get bigger batteries in there. Oh, it's come off again. Ah! We're going to rage. In fact, we're not going to rage. We're going to do the other side first. Because it's going to wind me up otherwise. And I don't want to get wound up. And then I can flip it around and do the other side. Now, slot that in there. Hopefully, got that one on there. That on there. You didn't just fall out. Ooh! Come on. Screw in there, you. Thank you. And you. Yeah, gotcha. They're in. Good. Only time run out SIFCs. How's the XRT been treated? No, if I didn't modify the stop mount, I would definitely use a Bauhaus mount. Yeah, I think the Bauhaus one's quite good, isn't it, Ian? Right, boys, next x-maxx about 1650. I have thought about it, Noah. Tyres, they're not as grippy. I'd probably change the tyres, to be brutally honest with you. They're more of a road tyre. They're not that grippy. They're not that, they don't balloon as much. I'd probably put Outcast 8S tyres on it, to be brutally honest with you. Or the Traxxas XMax tyres. Have you finished laughing at the guy on RC Cars UK with that buggy, lol? No, I haven't, Fatal. I do. Don't even get me started on that. World's fastest 2S. Oh, you know, people can make claims, and we make joking claims, you know, world's fastest this and world's fastest that, but geez, you know, at least we can put a claim to it to a certain degree. You know, no one's come out and said they've got a faster big rock than us, and until RC Dude decided to jump his car and record it, no one could say they jumped higher than us. So at the time we did it, we were probably the world's fastest, best, and etc. But that guy, yeah. No, it just boggles my mind sometimes. I haven't had that much of a laugh since I've watched Radioactive RT and his composite chassis that he was giving to Kev, Raz, and Exo Caged. And apparently they'd all agreed to take it, but none of them even knew it existed. So, wish people wouldn't do it, you know. Hi Ryan, how are you? Which BMX track are you going to, Alfie? Rage. No rage. I'm keeping calm. The hammer of rage will appear soon. So, yeah, 49 people. What are you all doing? And why have I only got 7 thumbs up? Come on. Where's my thumbs up? Frozen? Too much of the cupboard there, haven't I? Sorry about that. Definitely not frozen. 70 thumbs up on your end? Oh, I'm missing a 0. We've got 70 thumbs up. Thank you. Oh. Around. Get this side in now. Still got the shock to sort out as well yet. I'm hoping that's going to be fairly quick. on. So much easier doing it when you're on the right side rather than trying to lean over the car and do it. That's that. That's that one in. That's that one in. Blinding. Hey ho! It's weird when you're doing a live stream because the stream is behind, so what I'm seeing on the screen isn't what I'm doing right now. If that makes sense. Notice I've got to put the bottom back on as well. How's Ian doing, Claire? How's Claire doing, Ian? Let's get David 100 thumbs up. That'd be good, wouldn't it? You were, Turner, indeed. Not frozen now. F5. F5 will do it. Pro lines are way too heavy. As I said, depends which ones you get. The newer ones aren't too bad. The MX65s or whatever they are. They're a bit lighter than the old ones, but they're still quite heavy tyre. Yeah, I like the stock x-maxx tyres, although I have blown one up and the foam's died on their others, but you've got the good foams. What you need to do is have the Mad Max wheel nuts and have the big spaces on, 25 quid. Yeah. I want to get the axle extenders for this as well, but the M2C ones are 100 quid. Well, I ain't paying 100 quid for axle extenders. Yeah, these would be great. These would be fantastic on the arc track, these tyres. They wouldn't cause any damage either. This would be great to race, you know, this against a Creighton or something like that around that track. It'd be brilliant. But it is what it is. MX-57s, are they the newer lighter ones, Paul? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's, John sent me a link to some from AliExpress, which are steel ones. I think they're about 40 quid, something like that. And to be brutally honest with you, I'll probably end up getting them. Lee's got some coming out as well at the end of this month, so I'll see how much his are from custom RC upgrades, and then make a decision on which ones to get. And Lee says he's normally lurking, so are you there tonight, Lee? Are you hiding and lurking? Or have I caught you out? Do I need to glue that bit in or not? I don't think it's going to make much difference, is it? I'll probably make sure it's still in there because that does help support it a little bit, I guess. Don't know. Yeah, you're gonna be like that then, are you? So there's only this bit here really that's stopping the overflex. And there's only 8 screws to it, or no, 10 screws. So I think with a you can buy a bash bar that runs all the way across there to help tie that front to the rear. Then again, you don't want to make it too heavy. Right, which was the rear shock that's gone? That one there. Ouch! Yeah, as you can see, this rear shock, no damping whatsoever in it. So we'll get that out. And then we'll have a look, see what's going on. Oh, someone else asked me what else we've done. We've done the RPM hinge pins actually on this. Yeah, I forgot we'd done that. So if we look at this, there is no damping on it whatsoever. I do like this about the Traxxas stuff as well, the way they screw the shock perch into the bottom of this so it doesn't, so it's harder to lose. So we do that, just no damping whatsoever. None. I think that's the right one. So something's gone wrong with it. Yeah, we've got a chunk missing. We have a chunk missing. I can't remember what weight this oil is either. I think it's 350. Anyone remember what it is? Now the question is, of course, are those XRT ones different to the x-maxx ones? We've never broken an x-maxx one. AS, yeah. Yeah, I won't be allowed on the track with it. Yeah, I think so. I was using them. Yeah, I saw the MTC centre drive shaft from x-maxx, 120 quid. Looks like an amazing mod, but so pricey. Yeah, Jabby, and I think it's being metal. I don't think it's very good for it either. You got the GPM ones. How do you find those, Paul? $29.99 a pair. Not too bad. Finding proper cheap stuff. His two-wheel drive buggy, right? The entire back of it cost him 8 quid and 4S electrics because he forages around to find it. AliExpress, he supposedly works at night. All right, yeah. Mossy Hollow, hi, how are you? When are we building a loop and ramp course in the garden? Mike, if I could, I would. Is the MTC chassis brace thing any good? I'm tempted to buy one if it doesn't really make any difference. There's no point. It's a good question. No, does it make a difference? Yes or no? I think it does, but it's hard to quantify. I bought it because I wanted to do a video on it, and I bought the thinner one, not knowing they did a thicker one as well, a beefier one. So, does it make a difference? It's just so hard to quantify. Yeah, there's a better option though, Jabby. We've got it in ours, which are TPU printed mount with a centre bearing, and split the shaft. It's a lot cheaper as well. If I had the x-maxx here, I'd show you it, but I've got video on it, pretty sure. Yeah, the centre drive shaft's definitely no good. 30 weight, is it? What's that in CST? What's 30 weight in CST, guys? Oh, we've got blue bits. Yeah, we've got lots of blue bits. Look at that. That shouldn't do that, no matter what we do with it. I mean, it's quite chunky. It's very thick as well, but that should not crack off like that. Should it? Really? I mean, that, in my mind, you could almost argue that's a warranty claim on that. But then I'd have to take the Max 6 out of it. In my mind, that's that should almost be a warranty claim, because there's no way, even with what we did with it, that should go like that. Now there's a different colour, whether it's a different damping or not, I don't know. With this holes are a slightly different size. I didn't see any x-maxx or XRT specific ones, so we just have to go on the basis that it is what it is. Little tip, rather than trying to show it through, just loosen that off. Give the O-ring some slack that you're going to be poking through. Actually, these ones come all the way out. Look at that. Didn't know it did that. So this bit must come off and get to the other screw bit underneath. Come on. There we go. I wonder if I've done this before, actually. Vaguely rings a bell of me fixing an x-maxx shot to some degree, or maybe refilling them and rebuilding them. Yuck. Silicone grease. So did anyone find, I'll look back through the chat, did anyone work out what 30 weight is in CST? $30 weight is 350, is it? Thank you, Greg. Luckily, I've got some on my spice rack. No, Seb doesn't often come in. He's just not as busy now. Doesn't seem to be into the RCs as much. I think he's more drone and flying. Tabby, the x-maxx is awesome, don't get on with it, but it takes a lot to break it. Oh, the Max, yeah. Yeah, it was the rear shock, Ian. There's no way, no, there isn't any way that costs £6,000, and you could have got the whole track done for less than that, depending on labour costs. It does do shock pistons, but I didn't realise that until after I'd ordered these. And so if it goes again, I'll get the M2C ones probably. Jono will be making my x-maxx used to disappear and I was probably alone and buggy. It's a lot smoother now, Ollie, but it's only 1/8 on that track. No, I mean, he could have got free AstroTurf, which we kept telling him about. All he had to do was pay for the delivery. We found a couple of companies that reclaims it, and then they just charge you to deliver it, which is, you know, it's what Cambridge RC is using, and it's a proper heavy duty football or hockey pitch stuff. Proper heavy duty, weighs an absolute, you know, it's about a ton of roll. So it is a lot more harder to manhandle and get into position. But what he's put on is garden quality AstroTurf. I hate to say it, but it ain't going to last. And that's probably why he doesn't want these bigger cars running around it, because it's just low quality. You can feel it. It's just so thin and flimsy. And yeah, he probably might have spent £2,000 on that because he's paid full retail price for it rather than getting free stuff delivered. Yeah, we do need to go, Cambridge. They need to get it finished, is what they need to do. So we can get up there. It'll be a bit muddy at the moment otherwise. I'm hoping they're going to crack on and get it finished, because I was hoping they'd do that so I can get the OBR video finished. The video I've got it running isn't that great, but I suppose I could do that video and then get another one of it running at Cambridge and doing some proper racing with it. It wasn't reused, it's only been used a little bit. Rather than using up all my new stuff. Springy, springy, springy. There you come, Bubbles. Right, I'll hold that while I read the comments. Yeah, 3 of us over the years. It's just crazy, Ian. It really is. Yeah, Kev does need to hurry up and find a house with land. Preferably down this way. One where no one can use it. It's very true. Hi, Toby. How are you? Tired? You're a young teenager. Should be up until like 2 in the morning. What needs to happen is as follows. Let the 1/5 track back on. get the customers back up, which will make some income, then invest all that into some proper Astro. Yeah, but he's just wasted a load of money now. We're on cheap arse Astro. It's a false economy. So the intention was not to have low power mode, but it would help if I actually put the charger on instead of just plugging it in. Yeah, right, Revo, it did. I used to like going there, used to have a laugh. It was a good laugh, you know? You could all go there, have a chat, mess around, charge the batteries, a good base, and then go on to the skate park or there's a car park. Yeah, it was a good way to get into not so serious racing. It's just lost its appeal because he's restricted it far too much now. You know, he let it get into too much disrepair, then restricted it too much. I need to find more core RC oils in there, especially the 5T. All 4 shocks use a bottle. The other stuff I use, core RC, or this stuff, Absema, is okay. And there was another one, which I don't know where that's gone. Big bottle, 500ml, which will do 2 shocks. Or 50ml. I think those do 2 shocks as well on a 5T. Because this stuff is cheap for what you're getting as well. Compared to the Lossies stuff. Lossies is so expensive compared to what you pay for this. I got put off from Mark ages ago when he blamed me and Kev for the damage that was. That was it. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, he's not got the best attitude, but I can get over that and ignore it if I'm with mates having fun. I don't need to talk to Tony. I don't need to engage him in any way, shape or form. So from that point of view, if that makes sense, I wouldn't let that put me off going there. But I'm not going to be paying 20 quid to run a 5th scale round a mud oval when I can pay nothing and go and do the same at a field. And I just don't have any brutal appeal, to be quite honest with you, to go there and just drive racing buggies and druggies. I want to go there and I want someone to go and have a laugh. Just have a laugh, bash racing. And, if you crash, you crash, and if you don't, you don't. It's just line up, have a race. And it's just become too technical as well. He's put too many technical bits in it. You just want to go round, I don't mind the infield or how the track was laid out before was perfect, but he's just put too many technical bits in it now as well. It just doesn't need it. We're not technical racers, we're bash racers. So that's my view on it anyway. I'd like to get back there. I'd like to get back to what it was. I just don't think it's ever going to get back to what it was, though, sadly. I'd not say go there every week, because that got a bit repetitive. But it was good to go there, run the 5th scales when other people weren't, and we were having a laugh with the 5th scales on there. Or run the Creightons and things like that, but just do some bash racing with it and, do the triple. It was just a bit of a laugh. But you need people to be there. I don't believe modern day dyno, I do not believe for 1 second, and point me, link to it, or say which YouTube company, which YouTuber they tried to take to court because they had Max, RC Max in their title. Don't believe that for 1 second. This whole thing about Traxxas sues everybody. No, they don't sue everybody. They sue anybody that breaches their patents or their copyrights. Same as any company in the world would do if they put a patent or a copyright on it. You go and bring a car out and call it an Armour, spelt the same way as Armour do it, you'd have Horizon Hobbies suing you. It's no different to what Traxxas do. If you put Max with a double X in it, they're going to come after you because you're breaching their copyright. That's it at the end of the day. Any company is going to protect their interests. And it makes me laugh when people say that Traxxas are bad because they did that. Hobbyco were the ones that got sued by Traxxas for 6 breaches of patent. Not 1, 6, including boxes, the shocks, a drone circuit board, etc. Hobbyco breached 6 patents that Traxxas held. Armour were just named in that lawsuit. The lawsuit was actually against Hobbyco, and Traxxas won and Hobbyco lost. Cool. They had to pay up because they'd blatantly breached the patents. And I don't see where that makes Traxxas the bad guys. Any other company out there that steals or copies somebody is the bad guy. Hoover, when they copied Dyson. Was Dyson the bad guy for suing Hoover? No, they weren't. Hoover the bad guys for breaching the copyright. Well, that's what Armour did, and that's what Hobbyco did against Traxxas. So they sued them. What's the problem? Don't get why people get, it's just whipped up out of, I don't know where it gets whipped up out of. Yes, Amber, it is a bit crazy. I can guarantee you it was not just a general YouTuber though, modern day. As Martin said, it was probably a company that was producing a product and called it something to do with Max, with double X. I've put loads of stuff in our videos about Traxxas, about x-maxes, etc., etc. They can't sue you for that. But if you're going to bring a product to market and call it something which is a breach of their copyright or a breach of their patent, they will sue you, and rightly so. I'm not saying Dyson isn't a knob, but the point is, when Hoover copied and breached the patent, Dyson sued them. It's the same as any company. What's the point in having copyrights and patents if you can't enforce them? 0 point. And the company of the world would be a free-for-all. So if you came out and brought out, if I copied the Apple iPhone and brought it out and called it the Apple or the Pear, call it what I bloody well want, Or if I brought a product out and called it an Apple, or called something an iPad, do you think Apple are going to sit there and go, yeah, you're quite happy to use the word iPad? Of course I can't. It's just stupid. Look into it with more detail rather than reading the rhetoric and the myths and the disinformation that gets spread around on Facebook forums. Traxxas is the bad guys. Cantilever suspension is not something that Traxxas created or licensed. No, but they patented it in the design factor of the car that they put it in. And Hobbyco or Armour copied that design down to the letter. Down to the letter. So, and it wasn't just the cantilever suspension, Rogue. It was 6 breaches of patent that Hobbyco had done. 6. Including a drone circuit board that was a direct rip-off of a Traxxas circuit board. Including a control box, which was a direct rip-off of a Traxxas control box. They had blatantly breached patents and copied and stolen the product design. It was a blatant breach, and it wasn't Armour that got sued, it was Hobbyco. Armour were just named because that was their brand that had the cantilever suspension. You don't see Traxxas suing other people that have put the cantilever suspension on there. Why is that? Because their design is different in the setup and the application than what Armour did with the Revo. I've got a cantilever drift car in the garage. Traxxas haven't sued that. Why is that? Because it's a slightly different design and implementation. So don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of Traxxas as a brand, as a company. I'm no fan of it. Okay, I dislike it for other reasons. I dislike it because the same reasons I dislike Horizon, with their proprietary stuff and their overpricing of stuff. You know, I just don't think it's good for the hobby. You know, Traxxas, the Spectrum stuff is junk, and they put smart on it and charge a high price for it. Whereas all they've done is they've taken somebody else's product and bought the license for it. You know, their smart battery technology is ISDT's BackGo, which I used to have the ability to use on my discharger. And because Horizon Hobbies bought the sole license to it, they removed all the functionality of BackGo from any ISDT charger. So that's Horizon for you. So if you're going to hate on Traxxas, you've got to hate on Horizon, because they are doing exactly the same things that Traxxas do. Now, as I said, I'm no fan of Traxxas and their overpricing and things like that, but you can't have a pop at a company for protecting its interests against much bigger companies. And Traxxas is small fry in comparison to Hobbyco, and it was small fry in comparison to Hobbyco, and is small fry in comparison to Horizon. So as I said, I'm no fan of Traxxas, but so I'm not sitting there defending them. I'm just giving you the true facts rather than myth. You know, Facebook fantasisms and rhetoric and etc. The problem is people just, you know, they go on Facebook, read what it says on Facebook and then believe it without doing any of their own research into the facts. Right, what have I got? Best vacuum cleaner is a Henry, and that's it. I don't know about that, Alex, but I do like a Henry one. It was a Revo instruction. I hate Dyson Hoovers. I prefer Shark. Shark are good. My ex-wife has a Shark. She's got a Shark one, I think so. Right, I forgot about that lame argument. It's not lame, Rogue, it's fact. How do I send the video? Well, you can message me on my Facebook thing, but I can tell you now, it's not just any old Joe Blogs video that got sued. It was probably somebody with a product called an x-maxx, a max with a double X in it or something or other, trying to sell a product. Well, they did learn their lessons trying to copy the ESE Max, that's for sure, yeah. And everybody's copying everybody. It just depends, you know. I think what people are annoyed about is that Traxxas decided to put patents and copyrights on it, whereas most other companies hadn't. But who's the idiot there? Is it Traxxas for doing it, or is it the other companies for not doing it? As I said on another, you know, it's like, whose fault is it if you don't protect your interests? You know? Whose fault is that? You know? Is it the fault of the company that protects their interests, or is it the fault of the, you know, just because the company didn't protect their interests? If somebody comes to, you know, if I decide to have a, you know, there was a thing I was watching the other day, and, you know, they were trying to get a job based on the fact they were going to have a website called, I forget what they're calling it now. And he went, oh, right, so have you bought the website yet? And the woman went, it was like The Apprentice. And the woman went, no, I haven't got it yet. And I said, oh, so what happens if somebody gets it? She goes, oh, that would be unfortunate. He goes, well, unfortunately for you, someone has bought it. So the website she was planning on using, somebody had bought. So he handed her the piece of paper and she looked at him and went, oh, you've bought it? He went, yeah, I've bought it. And I've also bought the one that's .com. I've also bought .net. I've also bought .co, just to cover my bases. And she looked at him and went, oh, so immediately he went, well, you're out of business now then, aren't you? And she was like, yeah. Now, okay, admittedly, he sold the websites back to her because he had no use for them. But whose fault? Is that his fault for buying those websites, or is it her fault for not buying them? You know, who do you blame in this situation? Do you blame Traxxas because they patented stuff? Or do you blame Armour because they didn't patent the stuff? Now, you could argue, you go, well, it should all be open source, in which case, let's make all computer programs and games, etc., open source. Nobody would make any money. So you'd be stuck in a world where nobody's designing and producing anything because they spend all their time R&D and designing for somebody else to just go and copy them. So people will stop designing and coming up with R&D like this car here. Just check that works now. You know, if you're going to spend the money, the time and effort to design and come up with something, you've got to protect your interests. They're standard operating procedures. Surely. No? Why do you think Bananarama quit making the Nero? Because they lost the lawsuit. Yes, they lost the lawsuit. I think it was 13 million they had to pay, and then Hobbyco, wasn't just that made Hobbyco go out of business, it was a number of other things that made Hobbyco go bust, and that's when Horizon Hobbies then bought Armour. Well, what you got, Ian, probably too late, he's gone. Now, yeah, Traxxas warranty does suck. I will agree with that as well. So, you know, as I said, I don't necessarily like Traxxas as a company. Sausage bake still sounds good. At the end of the day, though, there's a business that need to function like any other world would. Yeah, Alfie, you've got to protect your interests. Nitro Freak, hi, how are you? The Gravitz 8S wheels are, yeah, I mean, and people sit there and say, well, why aren't these Chinese companies getting sued for copying? Because it's a US patent. They can't sue a Chinese company for something that they produce in China because it's not a worldwide patent. Yeah, there may well be, Samba. In a couple of years, Chinese brand offering RCs that rival x-maxx. And, you know, if the Chinese company came out with a direct copy, you know, it's a bit like the 30 Degree Norths, which are direct copy, and everyone then complains, going, oh, you shouldn't buy 30 Degree Norths and you shouldn't buy the Rovens because they're ripping off the original brands. Well, I'm sorry, I bought a Roven. And I bought a Roven because it just fundamentally made sense to buy the Roven versus the more expensive HPI. Now, if HPI had patented that, then I'd only been left and been able to buy the HPI. Whose fault is it that Roven copied it and made it half the price? Whose fault's that? HPI's fault, because they didn't protect their interests. There you go, Reva Russell. There you go, and I've just literally read that. Yep. You and me think alike there, Revo. Oh, if they copy it down to the letter but translate it to Hindi, it's still copyright infringement. Yes. If the patent's held in the country they're producing it and selling it, yes. So Hobbyco was an American company, Traxxas is an American company, so therefore they got sued. MJX, they've done the pop-off body that x-maxx uses, and they haven't got sued. Why have they not got sued? Because MJX is a Chinese company. And you can't sue a Chinese company from America because they haven't breached your Chinese copyright or patent. I think debate is a better word. Let's not get heated. No one's heated. The only x-maxx I can find on YouTube has like 18 subs. x-maxx made the... If you're talking about x-maxx, they made the engines. They're now Taylor RC. Yes, and Taylor RC did get asked to stop using the word x-maxx. And x-maxx have been around long... Probably hadn't been around longer than... no, they hadn't been around longer than Traxxas, but they used the word x-maxx and they got asked to stop using it. So they changed their name to Taylor RC. I can see the argument saying that that's a bit unfair, yada-da-da, but unfortunately, it is infringement of copyright. And it's the same, you know, Kev's had the same thing going on with the name of his monster truck. Lots of things he wanted to call it, he couldn't, because it would have infringed on copyright. And his accountant, attorney, or whatever you want to call it, saying, can't use that one, can't use that one. Because chances are, as soon as you start making money out of it, you will get told to stop doing it. Stop calling it that. It's the world we live in. Companies have to protect their interests. Yeah, we do call them Hoovers, Alex. Because the Hoover were the first ones that really came out. But don't Horizon and Traxxas make their cars in China, so how does a US patent cover it? Probably says on the packet made in China. Well, Traxxas are made in Taiwan. Armour are made in China as a general degree. But where they're manufactured isn't where the patent is held. It's where the patent is held and where the company is based. So, you know, Traxxas is a US company, so they hold their patents in the US, and Hobbyco and Horizon are US companies, they hold their patents in. So if the company that breaches the patent is based in the US and is licensed in the US and whatever you want to call it, is registered in the US, and they can get sued. Armour are actually designed in the UK. On the subject of Hobbyco, the CEO brought the last production Corvette ZR1 customer car 99. His was number 447. I saw it going up for auction in two. Oh, nice. Watch Wyatt RC video on his XRT, explains all regarding Traxxas and how they tried to take them to court. Tried to take them to court for what, modern day dyno? What did they try to take them to court for? Taiwan won't exist soon, be a problem there. Yeah. Well, yeah. It'll be China again, won't it? Well, I'll look into these things, Alfie. That's the thing. You know, if I want to find out about something, I'll research it and look into it. I won't follow what the rhetoric and what people say. It's a bit like the salt water stuff. You know, people going, oh, does that really work? I look into it and find out that it's a total myth. Actually, it's the worst thing you can do. But still, people post it on the great Facebook groups and how to just discharge a battery. I'll put it in salt water. Cut the leads off and then dump it in salt water. Yeah, good one. Great move. Love my Roving Bar Harbour. Again, I was debating. I did order the HPI one, but then for half the price, I could get the same bloody car. The same. No, don't believe that. What was his channel called? What exactly was his channel called? And if he's based in the USA and he calls his channel x-maxx, then yeah, he's going to get told to take it down. Because he's breaching their copyright. You call your channel iPad, you're going to get told to take it down because you're breaching their copyright. Bit of an evening, Alfie. Educate your brain. Oh, you had the bell crank issue as well, did you? I think I'm going to have to order the Vitavon one, get ready, because so many people seem to have broken it. That's if we still continue to bash it hard. RC Max, so yeah, why put the double X on? Of course he's going to, if he's going to call it RC Max, then he's going to get told to change his name. Why put a double X on it? He's breached copyright straight there and then. Duh. RC Max. It's an RC related channel with an Max with a double X on it. Would you put double X on it if the x-maxx didn't exist or the Max didn't exist? Duh. Yeah, I don't see what all the fuss is about. You call your channel RC Max with a double X, then yeah, go and call your channel Apple iPad. See how quickly it takes for Apple to tell you to cease and desist. Or go and call your channel Samsung. See how long it takes for them to cease and desist. You know, it's just this crazy world we live in where people aren't allowed to protect, you know, for some reason people think they can't protect their products. I don't need to see. I can see if he called his channel RC Max, then ergo, yeah, he's going to get told to take it down if he's called his channel RC Max. It's the same as if you put copyrighted material in your videos. You're going to get told to take it down or you're going to lose monetization for it. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. Yeah, I wish I had somewhere to put them in. I've got a load of lipos in the garage I need to dispose of. Because the cathode the cathode dissolves. It's made of aluminium, and during the electrolysis process, the actual cathode tab dissolves. Therefore, it doesn't discharge electricity anymore, and you've got no way of checking the voltage because the leads have disconnected from the actual cells. I did a little video on it. I haven't put it on the channel, but I posted up where I put aluminium into salt water, and in about 2 minutes there is nothing left of the aluminium. It's just gone. It dissolves into the water and transfers to electroplate the anode. The whole salt water thing is a spin-off from, I forget the guy's name. He was asked to come up with a solution for safely discharging lipos when they were much smaller cells, and he derived a safe way to do it was to slit it open in salt water, which would basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Neutralize the electrolyte in the battery. But you don't want to be doing that because it's not very clever, and the chances are if there's a lot of voltage, and it was basically to do it whilst it was discharged already, to then the salt water would neutralise the electrolyte, but not to do it when it's fully charged, because if you do it fully charged lipo, the water and lithium don't really go down too well. And for some reason that myth then got spun out into, what you do is you cut the leads off and drop it into a bucket of salt water. Nope. Yeah, but the problem is if they've got more than 4 volts in the mouth, they explode, as you well know. Put lipo into salt water, Dave. It doesn't work though, Griffey, unless it depends on what the tabs are made of. But on a lipo that we have, in fact, what we do is we're going to go to the PC, and I will show you the video now. And the lipo and the tabs in a lipo that you use are are made of aluminium. I'm all done here, believe it or not. So we'll go to the PC. And I had to do it because so many people were calling me, you know, that I didn't know what I was talking about. One thing that's wound me up a little bit. I only post and say true facts. Right. Right, where are we? We want to go over here and we want to go to there and we want to go to doopy-doo. Data drive, Filmora. You don't need to be seeing that at the moment. Lipo salt water, here we go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for those that want to know what happens when you put a lipo in salt water, we have our salt water solution here. We have 2 aluminium electrodes, positive and negative. We will plonk them into the water.
Spin up a bit.
Showing 16 volts there. I'll leave that plug, and then I will move this over a bit. You will see a reaction is already taking place. Move that over there a little bit. I do need it. Electrolysis, and we'll leave that going. Probably, I'll leave it for 10 minutes and see 85% charged at the moment. Look at that.
We'll speed it up.
Charge, and let's have a look at the electrode, shall we? Oh, look, looky. Where's the electrode gone? It's not there anymore because it's dissolved away. But if you want to carry on putting your lipos in salt water and thinking you've discharged them, be my guest, guys. It dissolves the tabs. I'm not trying to be smart, I'm not trying to be clever, I'm just letting you know myth or fact over fiction, fact over myth. You can't ignore physics. I know where all the aluminium is, it's all in this goopy here. And you see flakes of it floating around, it just dissolves. It erodes and corrodes away. Yuck.
Where are we? Right, let's get back to my channel, turn that off. And put you back down here now. Oh. I better give myself all 94. I only need 6 more thumbs up for 100. So, what was this guy's name? What was his channel called? Doesn't matter. Modern day, it doesn't matter. It could have been called anything he wants before, but if he didn't put a copyright on his name, he's not protected it. Yeah, it's a bit like hardcore RC. There's other hardcore RCs out there. Now, if one of those was to go and decide to copyright that name, they could cease and desist me. You know, someone could come out and copyright Kev's RC. Or Kevin Talbot. Copyright that. And Kev can't use that name anymore. He has to change his name. I don't understand why people can't understand. If somebody copyrights or patents something, whether they came up with it or not first, if they've gone and done that patent or that copyright, it becomes theirs. And if the company beforehand hasn't done that, whose fault is that? It's their fault for not protecting their interests. Trademark, trademark, yeah, copyright, trademark, whichever it is. White RC. I'll save it for later. But I know, you know, I know what's happened. If he had his name RC Max with a double X, then RC Max UK, yeah, RC Max UK after RC Taylor RC was calling it that because he's a 5th scale guy, so he would have been calling it RC Max after Taylor RC used to be called RC Max, and they got told to cease using the word RC Max because it breached the trademark that Traxxas had put on the Max. You know? So I was partially right by saying RC Max, you know, and that's why it's now called Taylor RC. So he'd taken his name from Taylor RC, then calling it RC Max. So he wasn't original, even at the outset. Just have a bulb on it the same as any other battery. Yep, a halogen bulb on it, that'll do it. Or you can get the ones that will do it outside. I thought my discharger would do it, but the lowest that will take it to is 3 volts. Salt water will neutralise the electrolyte, yes, if you slit it open, but I wouldn't recommend slitting a fully charged LiPo open in water. The best, I mean, my personal best way of doing it is put a nail through it. You get sued by Mythbusters. Fanboys tears because nothing else is that salty. It's very true, Samba. I'm tempted to get a LiFePo 12 volt 100 amp Urger battery for the van, a small and light, but the amount of in a van worries me over lead acid and the cost. I don't know much about them. I just know that you can get deep discharge, isn't it? Lead acid, I think you need for certain things. Yeah, I'll watch it later, Paul. But I can, you know, if he called his channel RC Max with a double X, then yeah, I can see them telling him to take it down or to change his name. I can see that. I don't know why people go, oh, is that of all of them doing that? Well, I can see that as well. I can see that, you know, if he called his channel RC Max with a double X back in 2012 when he started his channel, which was before the x-maxx and everything came out, I can see that he might be a bit peeved, and I can see that people might think, oh, Traxxas are out of order for doing that. I get that. But they put a trademark on it or a copyright or whatever you want to call it, and therefore they're entitled to go, you got to change your name, you know. That's the rules, that's the laws, and you can turn around and say, well, they shouldn't have come out with a trademark. Well, they're just protecting their interests. I mean, you could turn around and say, and I get the argument, well, he's only a small YouTube channel, what harm can it do? I get that as well. But then where does it stop? The problem is, if you set a precedent for one thing, then if you go after somebody else for calling their car an RC Max, their lawyers will turn around and go, but you let this guy off and he's running an RC channel, so therefore you set precedent. And if you set precedent, it's hard to argue against precedent, if you see what I'm coming at. So I get both sides of the argument, I really do, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, you've got to face facts that, you know, the company's there to make money and the company's there to invest their, protect their interests. And if you didn't have smart lawyers all trying to wangle things and etc., then life would be a lot easier. So technically you could blame the lawyers. Yeah, my charger might go down to 0 volts actually, Paul. Might have to look at that. It'll just be slow though, won't it? What is your, unless you can put it on fast discharge through the exterior port. Do an MTV Cribs video in your house. My house is nothing special, modern day dyno. Trust me, it's nothing special. Alexa, turn on Shield. And I look at the state of my area, and then we got this area out here, which is my family room extension. Alexa, turn on lights. Okay. So, RC stuff everywhere, bash bags, clothes. All my Christmas presents are still down there. Oh, some Jaffa cakes. Nothing major going on here. Alexa, turn off Shield. So that's that. And then we've got the kitchen full of RC stuff everywhere. The dining room full of RC stuff everywhere. Got the boat down there. Got the lounge in here, which I don't really use. Alexa, turn on lights. Okay. But again, full of RC boxes over there. Some more lighting stuff, but more RC stuff under there. Yeah, it's just RC stuff everywhere, basically. Alexa, turn off lights. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to take you upstairs at this point. I need to tidy up and get rid of all the RC stuff everywhere. I need to build the workshop to get all the RC stuff out of the house. And then obviously just the hallway. More RC stuff. And then it goes upstairs. So, nothing special. So how many of you guys have a he should not be named? If I own copyright on an electronic avatar, a person using it does not own the copyright, can simply keep using it and put it up for sale, and C&D usually includes elements of fraud. A person using it who does not own the copyright can simply keep using it and put it up for sale. That I don't know about, but if you own copyright and the copyright holder breacher is in your country, you can sue them. What broke is the XRT, Taz. It's all fixed now. Yeah, but they only guarantee deep cycle less batteries for 130 charges. Is that all? Wow, that's not a lot, is it? Person who uses avatar would have to be actively imitating me or offering product services in my name likeness. I don't know about that, Rogue, but you know, if you're not making money out of something, then it's hard for somebody to shut you down. But as soon as you start making money out of it, that's when the issues will start arising. And you know, this guy YRC with 56,000 subscribers, every single one of his videos monetized, so he's making money out of it. That's potentially where the issue arises. How did a big rock beat your beast of a real life Audi? Quite simply, because that big rock is stupidly quick. 0 to 60 in sub 2 seconds. And we haven't even run it on its latest setup yet. And I was hoping to get on it last year, but we just didn't get anywhere to run it. I've got all new parts to put in it to make it a bit more aerodynamic. We want to do 110 plus miles an hour in it. It's running 8S now. I've got a new spur or spool system set up in it, so we're not going to eat spools all the time, hopefully. So I need to get back out with it, but we need to find somewhere to run it. Might do Rosser. Might do Rosser this year. So did Armour have their double R because Traxxas had their double X? Probably. Who knows? Although, no, because I think Armour came out before the x-maxx did. When was the x-maxx released? I don't know. But Armour came out in 2010. Derived from Team Durango. Oh, Joe, you've got a good point there. The T-Max did come out with a double X way before the start of the Max and the X-Max. So they probably did trademark it or copyright it when the T-Max came out, yes. In which case, double X, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the T-Max. No, but I think a quarter of a mile, that big rock's so quick, it's ridiculous. It was killing our drag cars as well. I want to turn it into a drag racer, but I probably need the metal drive shafts. We'll soon get away with making red Max golf clubs. So, yeah, because it's not RC related. And where are Taylor based? If they're not based in the USA, they ain't getting sued. The same as, you know, if Traxxas came after us, there's probably not a lot they could do because I'm based in the UK. They could make it difficult for me. They could make it difficult for me for any revenue generated in the US. It's just not worth the hassle. Alexa, meow.
Here's cat noises.
Oh, we're going to play that game now, are we? Alexa, stop. Oh, where is it? Alexa, up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start.
Super Alexa mode activated. Starting reactors. Online. Enabling advanced systems. Online. Raising dollars. Error. Dollars missing. Aborting.
In that instance, YouTube VCAN. It talks about it as it's a. Yeah, I've got it up, Gary. I'll watch it later. Oh no, I've just killed my stream. Clicking that link. Oh, we got 101. Thank you, guys. 101 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Can and has intervened with copyright cease and desist requests, changing a lettering or create a change there at whatever. Can I get a tune for the S4? I can. And it takes up to 400 and something odd brake horsepower. Have I done it yet? No. Have I thought about doing it? Yes. But I don't know. We'll see. I want to get, you know, I need to let this job settle down and cost of living crisis disappear. I'd like to get the full Miltech system, non-res Miltech for it, and yeah, put a map on it. A bit like my old RS4 that had the full map and Miltech system. Yeah, very sad news about Ken Block. Very, very sad. It's crazy how these people do what they do and then they die doing something totally different. You know, it's a bit like what was the guy's name that was, you know, with the wild animals. I've forgotten his name now. And then you've got Colin McRae, died in a helicopter crash, didn't he? You know, it's crazy. I don't think it would though, Alfie, because you're still going to hit the same problems that everybody else hits. You know, it's the amp draw, it's the gearing, it's the rolling resistance, it's the wind resistance, and the amount of power needed to break through that. So it wouldn't do 250. When we change gearing, the kind of yeah. I've got to really go this time. Need to finish the XR build crap. Also, can we see your NHAB tab in the doors? Also, we can see your NHAB in your doors window glare. NHAB? I don't know what NHAB is. I thought that was your room number. Just kidding, Steve Ernie, that's it, yep. Dave, Dennis's Mark's Golf runs 450. Is it up to 450 now? He must have changed the turbo because that's 320 stock. I think you have to change the turbo to get up to 450 in that 2 litre. Yeah, I've got his White Art RC, formerly x-maxx UK. I've got his website up and I've got the TRX unboxing video there as well. So I will check it out after the stream. It's a bit awkward watching it while I'm on the stream. Because he got an orange XTR, didn't he? Or XRT. Well, I don't know which one was called it. Check my messages. Oh, don't have that open. Not at the moment. Might do later. Might do later. Do a discount code. Log in. Whether he gets one on that. Oh, I'm not a robot. Just trying to help somebody out with some lipos, that's all. Ba-da-ba-bum. Sorry guys, just looking. What time have we got anyway? Oh, 1:15. Yeah, I'll put a link. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll put a link to his video. There you go. And probably roughly around where it is. Big Rock is hopefully getting finished this weekend. Air compressor did a good job of cleaning the hankers in the sheds. You got your air compressor, Alfie. Did you like it? Doing well? Enjoying it? I'm literally about to call it a day, Jabby. Quarter past 11. So I want to go and watch an episode of Homeland. Tidy up the kitchen, and then I've got to get on with some editing. So yeah, busy night because I've got it all loaded up, ready to go. I've got to start editing it now. Just haven't had a chance all week, and we only got out the weekend. So this is just the build part of it. Come on. Not moving, silly thing. Yeah, so the build part is 57 minutes long. So I'll get that down to about the build part I'll probably get down to about 5 minutes. So it gives you an idea of how much gets cut out of a video when you're recording it. The actual build part is 57 minutes long, of which we'll probably only use 5 minutes of that footage. And then we've got the running video. Oh, the DR8. What did I do with the DR8 video? iClouds. Here we go. This is the DR8. This is the DR8. That's just gone. That's just gone. What is it playing? Oh. What is it playing? I've got to turn that off. There we go. Yeah, that's the XRD build. There we go. That's the XRT. Yeah, that's the XRD build. That's what I've got to turn off. That's the XRT build out video. And then I've got to bring in the bash video to it as well. Still want a DR8. When the big rock is gone, I haven't had is it month. Bye bye DR8. Yeah, bye. On Top Gear, the ship ratio is something like 500:1. I can believe it, Gary. But then you've got professional editors doing it. I'm not professional. On the Grand Tour with the special, it's like, yeah, I can believe that as well. Yeah, I have a lot of fun. I think I've got that in the video as well. My only concern with the bash part of the video for the XRT is I think I might have been shooting at 240 frames a second, so it might be a bit grainy and a bit low on. There's going to be some, probably need me some working on some lighting and colour correction and goodness knows what else, which really sucks as well. I caught it, but I don't know. Don't know whether it's because it was just 3-in-2 batteries. A lot of batteries out. I went through 4 batteries and it was just chewing through batteries so quick because it was cold. Can't wait for the summer or the spring to get here again. Probably CNC machines, Alfie, being honest with you. Yeah, I normally shoot at 120, but it might have been shooting at, I noticed it was 8 times. So it might have shot some of it at 240, which just means it might be a bit grainy. And because it was dull and overcast and everything, it might be a bit of an issue, but I can't do a lot about it. It's the footage I've got, so it'd be good for some slow-mos. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for joining me. I know he's not doing chassis. He's got some new stuff coming out, but I don't think he might do some chassis. Who knows? I need to get my hair cut again. It's getting a bit long. Look at that. Thank you very much for joining me. We've got 101 likes, so thank you very much. It's gone to 99. It went at 101. It's gone. Who just dropped off a like? God. 101. It's just dropped down one. Multi-story. Jump it off the top and crash it. That's the next thing. Jumping it off the top of a multi-story car park. Right, I am going now. Take care, stay safe. Thank you for joining me again. Been a while since I did a live. Probably have one next week, depending on what we get out with. I've got a few things to fix up now. Put work on the DR8, not the DR8, because that didn't get broken. The Mojave, the Typhon. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, take care, stay safe. Love you all. Hope you have a great 2023. Good to see you all. And I'll try and get some more videos out soon. Take care, guys. Love you all. Bye.